Happy Valley coming up on Wednesday night. Welcome to Racing to Win. There's a new face in town. We'll meet him shortly. But first, we need to talk about this Wednesday night's 9-race program. Joined in the studio today to preview it by Paul Ellie and Nick Child. Nick, what are some of the highlights?
Yeah, look, it's a good card, this one, Mark. I think towards the end of it, most definitely worth taking a look at races 8 and 9. But it's a nice balanced program, and hopefully we'll find you a few winners. Can you boost up some jackpots too, Paul?
Yeah, a couple in there. 300,000 going into the first double trio, and 3.8 million going into the 6-up win bonus as well. So a couple of good jackpots there, and there's a plethora of last start winners throughout the card.
There is. There's a couple of really good lower grade races amongst them as well. The meeting details, they look this way. For the 9 races, 9 races on the A course for meeting 19. The 2 races we focus on, races 8 and 9. The Class 3, 1800, and the Class 2, 1650 metres. Before a closer look at the meeting, the second of the visiting short stint riders has arrived in Hong Kong. Nick spoke to James McDonald.
James McDonald, great to have you back in Hong Kong. Of course, this is really becoming a home from home, isn't it, for you now? But nice to be back.
Yeah, for sure. I was really looking forward to it, and yeah, got the family up. But yeah, it's obviously been in the process for a fair while now, and yeah, it's something I've really looked forward to. It was good arriving here and back into the swing of things.
Yeah, certainly being put to task. A couple of trials here this morning. Obviously, plenty looking ahead and looking forward, of course, most notably Romantic Warrior. You had a set on him this morning, didn't you?
Yeah, it was. I jumped out of bed pretty quickly this morning, that was for sure, especially he was my first ride of the morning, and he just looks phenomenal. Really good, and he's prepping up nicely. Danny's really happy with him, and that's the main thing. And he felt good this morning, nice stretching work, and he built through his gears well. So yeah, it's gonna always takes a good horse to beat him, and it'll be certainly no different come a couple of weeks.
I know you've never hid your admiration for him, James. Obviously, he really has been an extraordinary horse, hasn't he, for his connections and such. Do you feel he's the same Romantic Warrior now as he gets that little bit older? Yeah,
he is. He doesn't seem to get. He doesn't feel any older anyway. He's working every bit as good as what he was in March, and he's had a nice slow build up and a long break, and he seems to be enjoying that. But one thing I've noticed with him is he's probably a bit more relaxed in his work, but that's probably his home surroundings. He enjoys being here in Hong Kong, and yeah, but he's every bit as good as what I last felt of him anyway.
We know how much he's enjoyed his travels, of course, a winner of a Cox Plate. Going back a few weeks in time, obviously you managed to win another with Via Sistina. She won again most recently on the weekend just gone, and you're coming here in pretty good form. But just reflecting on some of her performances and sort of the spring over in Australia, it's been another memorable time for you.
Yeah, no, phenomenal spring. It was great. Delighted with it. It was obviously to culminate in the Champion Stakes with her on the weekend was special, and to win 4 Cox Plates was excellent as well. But yeah, we're coming here in nice form and looking forward to the challenges ahead. Obviously, it's always good to be here. It's very competitive, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this trip.
What are the challenges, James? I mean, a jockey will tell us always, ride as many winners as possible, ride big winners. But have you sort of come with your sights set on anything this time around?
Well, 4th Hong Kong Cup would be good. That would be for sure. But yeah, that's going to be something special to be a part of with the build-up with him. But look, it's just always new challenges. They're very good riders here. It happens very quickly. So yeah, it's obviously sharpen your tools up again and getting amongst it. But we've had a lot of luck here, and I'm hoping that will continue.
There is James McDonald. Paul, you'd be a brave man to say he couldn't win a 4th Hong Kong Cup after that piece of work, Romantic Warrior.
Yeah, very good, wasn't it? And look, he's such a really hard horse to get past or to beat. He's got that will to win, and he knows where the post is, as does James McDonald himself. Look, here's his Hong Kong stats there, and you can see already last season how well he did.
Absolutely. I mean, 21% or thereabouts, 26 winners for him, and his ride's coming up on Wednesday. He's right back involved at races 1 and 2. He's got Foremost Teddy. Might have his work cut out to win on him. He's gone a long time without one, but if any man can, J-Mac probably can. I thought Road to New Page on that page, Paul, and Star Figure looked like 2 nice standouts.
Yeah, I agree totally. Yeah, it'd be a genius if he gets Foremost Teddy.
Yeah. Via Sistina, Hermetic Warrior. This one might jump above both of them if he wins the first foremost teddy. Nick, also at Sha Tin on Tuesday morning, some of the big boppers were out having a trial. Beauty Waves and Lucky Swayness. They were miles in front, not just here, coming down the side. Voyage Bubble about to ease to the outside, but these two had a decent old go in a trial.
Yeah, look, it was like watching a cycle race, really. They were part of the breakaway, weren't they, this pair? And you can see right further back to the peloton, a number of lengths behind them, but they both trialled really nicely. Voyage Bubble coming from out of the pack pull to close off smartly too, but it was a bit of a sort of a two for the price of one, that trial.
Yeah, decent workout for both those two in front, wasn't it? So, look, they're getting rid of all the cobwebs. There's some big assignments for these horses coming up over the next 6 to 8 weeks.
There is the Group 2 day is not too far away, but even closer is Happy Valley race number 8 on Wednesday night. It's a Class 3 over the 1,800 metres. Awesome Fluke goes up in trip. Excellence Value, a last start winner, carries an extra £7. Noble Pursuits come into the race as horse number 3, thus just carrying 119 as the standby starter. Wrote a new page. Top 4 all starts at Happy Valley. AM Eric to Spexo, 7-day backup. Live and Let Live is second up. Romantic Lau has struggled to win past 1650. Charity Gain gets a good draw, and down the bottom, Star Max 1650 to 1,800 metres, which is the distance of his sole Hong Kong win pool.
Yeah, it is. Look, Live and Let Live, he likes to lead, and he's drawn low, so I think he's going to go straight to the front. Wrote a new page, went back last time from a tricky draw, but he's got a bit of draw here. I think he'll put himself into the race over 1,800 metres. Awesome Fluke, Sky Vino will get his chance. Romantic Lau likewise. Charity Gain. Noble Pursuit comes into the race. The others get back. Attila Bagil, Excellence Value, AM Eric to Spexo, Athleticism. They're all noted back runners, as is Starmac.
Back onto the tape machine we go right now, Nick, with the rider of AM Eric to Spexo, Andre Ratzani.
Andrea, AM Eric to Spexo is your ride in race number 8. He's a horse who's been racing solidly so far this season.
Yeah, he's a very consistent horse. You can actually always rely on him to run well, especially at the Valley. He loves the place. He did very well there last season. I think he maybe won 3, but he's always been placed. And obviously his last couple of runs were good again, and he ran last week. And John is sort of backing him up tomorrow. But he's a horse that he doesn't overdo himself at the races. So see how he goes tomorrow over 1,800.
Interesting you mentioned the trip, of course. That sort of leads me on to my next question. The way he sort of hit the line last time out would suggest that the 18 shouldn't inconvenience him, no?
Yeah, obviously it's hard to know until you sort of, because the one thing with him, he does need a decent tempo. I think the stronger the gallop, the better, but obviously over the 1,800, they might not go as fast, but he should be able to travel into the race a little bit nicer. He's a horse that he can't change the way he gets ridden. He's a horse that goes back, usually trying to save ground as much as we can to the fence, and then trying to give him a clear run up the straight. So he's been consistent. He ran well again the other day behind 2 probably solid horses. And so yeah, let's hope we can continue tomorrow.
Yeah, you got horses like Live and Let Live in there who might well roll forward. Does like to from a good draw. You mentioned Don Size. He hit a nice bit of form on the weekend. Maybe the tide just starting to turn there. Obviously always a slower start for John, but interesting that the horses have hit a good bit of form, and this horse looks sort of ready to break through, having knocked on the door, doesn't he, really?
Yeah, sure. I'd say it was only going to be a matter of time when the horses sort of start hitting form, and he obviously had a trouble on Sunday, so the stable is in good order, so hopefully we can get him another win tomorrow.
There is on Drea. Nick, we're going to move on now. Now he's, this replay coming up as Live and Let Live leading, Excellence Value winning. You've always been a big fan of Wrote a New Page. James McDonald on board for his return to Hong Kong this week too.
Yeah, massive fan of both horse and rider. And yeah, he's taking the ride here for Danny Shum. So obviously no surprise to see James get the call up here, given his association with Danny. But yeah, look, I think he's a big player here on this evidence. He's gone down by a short head to Excellence Value. He's carrying a little bit less weight. £2 is the swing of weight between them. So I like him here a lot.
So do I agree. And the other thing between the two of them is the barrier draws have switched a little bit, with Excellent Values out to 11, he drew 6. Now, Wrote a New Page has got the same barrier, but I think he'll be a lot more handier in the run. He's
had a trial, Paul, Excellence Value since that victory, and it's up at Chung Fa. It is and it does have an apprentice on board this morning, does Excellence Valley, but it looked very sharp. Is he in your numbers again?
Yeah, no, he definitely is. He goes in the numbers. I just think that from barrier 11, he's just going to make it a little bit harder than his win last time. But as you say, there was nothing wrong with the trial. The horse is in really good form at the moment.
He's got a very good course and distance record. 3 goes, 1 win, 2 seconds. So this is his right trip. But yeah, drawn 11 might just make things that little bit tougher for him. But comes in here in very good form, and Mark Noonan. Of course, you'd follow him in with most of his runners. They're racing well this season.
Absolutely. On top of the premiership still is Mark Noonan. Before we get the boys' selections, Nick, here Skyvino running 5th at Sha Tin last time. Awesome Fluke would need to improve. He's a horse that does race well around Happy Valley, Skyvino.
He does, yeah, no, he absolutely does. This is his first try over this distance. He's been more of a 1650 horse with those wins. My concern was that the fact that he's maybe just been found out in the grade in the past, 0 from 3 at this level. I thought others might have had stronger claims, Paul.
Yeah, look, on a win line, I agree. But the way he races, you'd think 1,800 metres, he's sort of crying out for it here, and he wasn't beaten far in this race, and he has got a lot better draw this time, barrier 6 versus barrier 11.
Did he make it into your top 4?
Yeah, I put him in just on a minor line, but he'll go in the numbers. But I think Rode a New Page, four goes at Happy Valley, 3 wins and a short head second on top. Charity Gain, he's been making some eye-catching ground. 1,800 is perfect for him. Skyvino and Excellence Value, 4, 10, 11, 2.
Yeah, I'm also going with the 4. My love affair with the January Cup might well be bolstered here. I thought Rode a New Page, if he comes through this test well, that might be the race for him in time. So he goes on top. Charity Gain in for second, I think, can run really well here. America Spexo in and Excellence Value, 4, 10, 5, 2.
That has been the first part of Racing to Win. It's break time right now. Back to preview the 9th right after this. Welcome back to The Price is Right, rather the Racing to Win, where we've got the second half of the program coming up. And Paul, it's time for the last one reminder to come on down.
So, yeah, we've got Super Universal here. Drew wide last time. He's run some pretty consistent races this season. A 3rd and a 4th last time he's been at Happy Valley. And you can see him wide once again here. Like, there is a bit of pace once again in this race, but I think he can get across this time. And that's the key for this horse. He needs to get a little bit closer to the rail, and that'll give him his best chance. They went really quick here, as you can see, for the first part of this race, and he's still 4 wide there down the back straight. Then he had to go on with it, and he eventually got outside the leader. I think he'll get to the rail a lot quicker in this particular race than he did in this one. So he was entitled to drop out when they come into the straight, and as you can see him there, he's still right there. He ends up finishing 4th in this race. Wasn't beaten too far at all, 3/4 of a length away from the winner. I just like how this horse fights after tough runs, and look, there's going to be a win for him shortly. He'll be 4th up again this Wednesday night.
He's been one of yours in the short career, hasn't he?
Yeah, I do like him. I think he's one of those horses that tries hard, and you always take an affinity to this.
Yeah, he's a horse trained by Francis Lloyd Vincent Ho to take the ride. On to race number 9. Now it looks this way. Speed Dragon, top of the book, extra £9 for his first up win. Mark Wynn has the cheek pieces going on. Saleh Fighter, a 3-time course and distance winner. Wide draw again for Mr. Ascendancy. Keefe's a 2-time course and distance winner. Telecom Fighters back to his more preferred 1,650 metres. Sky Huts come up with a wide draw again, and Fallon ran 3rd in a Happy Valley trial leading up to this race on Wednesday. Paul, a bit easier for Telecom Fighters to lead this week than last time.
Yeah, 1,200 last time, and that was a real good run from him, wasn't it? But back to his favourite distance, 1,650. Yeah, he should lead. Sing Dragon goes forward. I mean, he led really easily on the dirt last time, but he can also go forward on the surface. Keithy likewise. A Sleel Fighter might just have to work a bit to get across before that first bend. Likewise, Skyheart, he likes to go forward as well. So there is a bit of pace in this race. Speed Dragon, he'll enjoy the pace, as will Mark Wynn. And Fallon, I think, will go all the way to the back.
He's a nice horses. Speed Dragon, winner first up off a long break. Here's Nick with his jockey, Vincent Ho.
Vincent Ho, you're riding Speed Dragon in the last race on Wednesday night. Really impressive return to action last time.
Yeah, it's a quality horse. Of course, some issue last season, and I have a nice preparation for him, and he performed well.
He's coming back in trip as well, if we can address that first off. I mean, he's 2 from 2, the 1,800 here, but back to 1650. Any concerns at all for you?
No, it's lovely quality horse, so he still, have I think class in him. Definitely will perform well.
Did you expect the sort of the performance he turned in last time out? I mean, obviously we know he's a talented horse in his day. He's still quite lightly raced for the age of 6, but did you expect him to sort of be able to sort of hit the ground running first time?
Yeah, well, last time actually I was confident he can win, which he did, and because all the trials and the work in the morning, he showed me that he can do it, and so is pretty honest as well. And after that, he still worked very well, and I'm happy with how he is now. Probably even improve a little bit from last run. So yeah.
That's interesting to know, of course, because he probably might need to a little bit with the bigger weight. But you would have been pleased to see Encountered win on the weekend. Of course, he beat Encountered last time, so form's pretty strong too.
Oh, definitely. And of course, Encounter, lovely horse, and yeah, it won very well. So hopefully we can do it again, even carry a bit higher weights, but it's lovely.
About to pull up his graphic, Nick Speed Dragon, and he's been perfect at Happy Valley. What he's done, Vincent, no concern either, coming back to the 1650.
No, absolutely not. And he's a very smart horse, as mentioned. He's 2 from 2 at Happy Valley. So I think that's probably the telling stat. He's never tried the trip before, but I think he shapes Paul like the type of horse who's going to certainly, not get too inconvenienced by dropping back and trip.
I agree, especially with the pace. There should be pace in this race with Telecom Fighters, Keefe, Sing Dragons, Lil Fighter, et al. in the race. So as such, he should get the race perfectly run to soon. Here's his track work. He's taken no ill effects from his win last time. I mean, sometimes they can bounce after winning after a long period. So that's probably the shite. That's a slight concern.
The stable, Nick Francis Loy's had a good kick-off to the season at Happy Valley. His stats about to appear on screen. Not too many numbers this week. Vincent's on 3 of them, though.
He is, no, absolutely. And, Francis Loy, he's obviously a world-class trainer. That goes without saying. But, you can get winners here. Sha Tin on the all-weather, wherever it might be. But they are racing well here, that's for sure. And he hasn't got too many going to war, but they'd all have chances. Perhaps race 1 he's toughest, but the other 3 look like strong chances.
Yeah, the grade Dragon Sunrise didn't run too badly 2 starts ago, but he's getting down in the grades, isn't he? Whereas the other 3, I think, are all good, legitimate chances in the race.
4 runners at least, 3 of them with a tick, and Dragon Sunrise given every chance last time. He just did not finish it off. Sky Heart, Paul, nice horse first up, went into this race without a trial, came out the other side a winner. What about coming across to Happy Valley for this?
Well, barrier 9 is just a slight concern with Sky Heart. I'm going to include him because if he can get across, and he has got a bit of pace, he set up some really strong sectionals here. It was a real gutsy run, this one, from Sky Heart. So, look, if he can get some cover, I think he's a good chance. Yeah,
he's had that run since then. That was behind Sagacious Life and Co. I had slight concerns with him at this level, personally.
Soleil Fighter, Nick, we know he loves Happy Valley. Nearly as much as the man that puts the race book together loves Soleil Fighter. He's on the cover every week.
Yeah, no, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that because he won the challenge last year? Is that, I think
so.
David Hayes hinted at that one day. But yeah, look, he adorns the front of the book, and I'm sure his followers will be having a few dollars on him. Look, he's consistent enough, likes it around here, 3 from 12 course and distance. Trial looked okay recently too, Paul.
Yeah, the trial wasn't too bad. It's just a draw. I think barrier 8 with all that pace underneath him. Where is he going to get in the run? Again, he's got Zach Purton aboard to offset that, so they'll be trying to look at the slot in somewhere.
And that was Encountered running second in that race also. Here it is, Paul. Telecom Fighters, 1,200 metres last time against some really race-hardened Happy Valley sprinters. He ran massively above his stats. Oh,
it was a great run from this horse because obviously 1,200 is not his go. This is his go, though. He's had 7 wins here around the 1,650 metres. He's drawn barrier 1. He'll get to the front. Dylan Moe can rate him well in front. I'll give him a chance.
Yeah, he's no back number. At the age of 9, I mean, he's going for his 9th win. It'll be his 8th over the course of distance. So, yeah, look, he's been a cracking horse, hasn't he?
Dylan's strike rate quite good too, with limited rise to kick off the season. Happy Valley trial here. Nick Gusto Sissimo, we just saw him in that previous replay. Fallon, Paul has him back on the speed map as he was in this trial, and he runs on strongly down the outside.
Yeah, and look, that's what Fallon does. Now, if there is a strong tempo, which on paper looks as if there could well be, don't be surprised if Fallon's running on strongly late, because he's got a potent turn of foot at the end of a race, Paul.
Yeah, he was asked to do something there, wasn't he? And he did. He responded really nicely. Gusto Sismo, the distance, a little bit of a worry for me up to the 1650.
Mark Wynn here, Paul. He's been a horse you've had in the past. Happy Valley horse, he's lightly tried at the track.
Yeah, he is. Well, he hasn't raced here before, has he? So that is reasonably
Very lightly tried.
Cheap pieces on him for the first. I'm going to put him on a minor line with him because, look, he has run well before on a yielding track, and sometimes Happy Valley can be a little bit not as firm as Sha Tin.
Yeah, good draw. Holly's on, so cheek pieces on as well. So there's a bit happening. I don't mind him as well. I don't mind him.
It just adds to this race. It's an intriguing race, this one, Paul, with the speed and who lands where and who wins the race.
Well, with the speed on, I am going to go with Speed Dragon. I think he can go back to back this horse. Sky Hard will need some luck. Telecom Fighters will give you a sight from the front, and then in for third, I've got Salil Fighter. There for third, but he'll just need a little bit of luck there from the draw. 1, 11, 9 and 5.
Yeah, also going with the top one here. I think he's a really smart horse, this, and can enhance a good record at the track thus far. Mark Wynn in for second. I put Soleil Fighter in, and Telecom Fighters, they give you a bold sight. Might just stay there at the business end for a minor place. 1, 3, 5, 9.
Speed Dragon to go on and make it 2 for 2, this time in for the boys in race number 9. All right, Paul, the end of the show is getting closer by the second. Who's your best bet?
Well, I'm going to go for a horse here called Amazing Gaze in race 3, number 4. He's only had the 2 starts, Amazing Gaze. Here you can see he manages to get himself into a nice position. He fought on really strongly here. Now, he has got barrier number 1 with Lyle Hewitts on the board. Lyle's a very positive rider. I think he'll get right in behind the pace here and be tough to beat. Well, Amazing Gaze will make him the best. And as far as the value goes, Happy Boys downgraded this horse up to 1200. Both look positives for me. Again, a Lyle Hewitts double for me, Nick. As player of the day, we're going to do Road to New Page, Charity Gain, and Sky Vino as a QQP. Take 2, Nick.
Thank you, Paul. Leads me on very nicely. My best bet, race 8 before, Road to New Page. There, as involved in Paul's play, James McDonald will be on board. I think he's a really smart horse. This can improve furthermore. Value, race 4, number 8, Turin Warrior. I think he looks set to run a nice race here. This horse has got plenty of course credentials. This is him running sort of midfield last time out, but he's kept on. He could be off a decent enough sort of handicap mark nowadays. Also, in what looks an open race, he's off a 49. He last won a £5 higher, and he has run a good race second up in the past, for which he is this time around. And the play, race 6, 1, 5 and 10, the numbers for the 6th of the evening.
Going early, Draco. He's always running on. Zach Purton gets on board. Group 3 winning trainer Brett Crawford has the horse. 16 start maiden, like the trial. This is his chance. Race 1, number 8 as the best bet. The long shot comes up. Race 6, number 9, Proud Box. Been double figures at both of his starts and hasn't done a bad job from his wide draws. Barrier 2, Hugh Bowman, Chris So looks a positive for Proud Box. Certainly that 2 gate. And the play, race 1, last start winner, Polar Fighter, Draco and Perfecto Moments, who raced well from a similar draw a couple of starts ago. It's been a vintage racing to win this one as we move on to with the diary now, Nick, about what is upcoming. Got some Saturday racing this weekend after a cup race at Happy Valley, as you can see, Wednesday.
Indeed we have, yeah. It's the Look for Jewellery Cup coming up on Saturday, and then back to Happy Valley on Wednesday. Of course, not forgetting there's a Japanese simulcast Sunday, Paul. Yeah,
so plenty of racing coming up over the weekend, and a couple of all-weather races thrown in there as well, with a few of the usual suspects. Reliable Prophet, so impressive last start, being wide all the way.
He was the great horse, you won't miss him. That has been racing to win. The 9 races coming up on Wednesday night, and fine weather expected. Always a good night. Be a bumper crowd, no doubt, as well.
I'm sure it will be, yeah, absolutely. And now that the edge has just been taken off the temperature, it makes it a bit more comfortable, Paul, doesn't it?
Always good, yeah. You can wear a suit to work now. Shorts are well packed away.
And then we'll focus on that race meeting on Saturday. With a Saturday meeting, you never know what's going to happen.
No, there's always a few things strange happen on a Saturday, that's for sure.
The Bank of China race day entries are out too. The big names are all amongst them. You can find them on the website, hkjc.com, as you can indeed all of the race-by-race previews. That's been Racing to Win. We'll see you at the Valley.